GM everyone. It's Saturday morning. I am here to kind of freeform jam. I'm going to work a little bit on infinite nouns. So I'm going to work in that Figma. Probably open this up, see if anyone else wants to join. But GM, just kind of a chill Saturday. We will get into it right after this. All right. So, kind of working on this meme concept. It all stems from this book, Finite and Infinite Games. Vision of Life as Play and Possibility by James P. Carse. Shout out Will Papper from Syndicate for turning me onto this book. Done a lot of work talking to Index Card about it, and we are working on this as part of our work. So anyway, here is sort of Index's notes. Here's some ideas. Sort of some deliverables maybe, and let's see, maybe these should be let me see. Yeah, so this is almost like a deliverable. Yeah, so this is definitely something we are working on. Some kind of scoreboard. We're eventually going to have some kind of infinite prop house. So I've been talking to Seneca. But let me get that information up here. So I'm grabbing from Seneca. grabbing some tweets from Seneca. Yeah, about this new kind of round, kind of infinite round. Sort of kind of gets lost. Oh, here it is. Infinite rounds. There we go. Right there. Yeah, so the idea is rounds are not capped by time, but awarded based on quorum. It's basically ideal for small teams running grant programs. Okay, so anyway, what would a grant program be about, or what's sort of the meme that Bex and I are working on? Yeah, so it all starts from this game, this book, Finite and Infinite Games. And so kind of took some notes. This is kind of my workflow so far, but here's the thesis. The meme is there's just two kinds of games, okay? There's finite games, which I've got here in red. Then there's infinite games, which I've got here in blue. And you know what? This should almost be white. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to group these all together. Oh, I get these rectangles. I can't do that. Okay. So 2 kinds of games. Can't resist going for my pink purple Nuggles. Here. So 2 kinds of games. And finite games and infinite games. Gonna need the infinity here. Just as quickly becoming My new favorite accessory. Right here. Okay, so the purpose for the different purpose here. Purpose for a finite game is to win. The purpose for an infinite game is to keep playing. Okay. All right. So finite games have winners and losers, and they have rules and boundaries. Infinite games, very different. No winners, no losers. Very different. Rules and boundaries are flexible. Finite player seeks All right, last part of this, yeah. Finite games are sort of theatrical, need an audience. So here, think like a football game, or a baseball game, or yeah. And they're theatrical in that there's sort of a script or an order. So I'm going to go through. Yeah, let me do a finite game first. A football game, American football, soccer game, any kind of sport, right? So that's a finite game, and what that means is purpose is to win. If I am the Kansas City Chiefs and I am playing in a Super Bowl, um, everyone knows, right? The purpose is to win the game. You're trying to win. You're trying to not lose. And in the Super Bowl, there's a winner and there's a loser. There's rules and boundaries. Right, everything is very prescribed from the markings on the field to the coin toss procedure to the scoreboard operation to the penalties and infractions to the scoring. A safety is 2 points, a field goal is three. There are clear rules, boundaries. Player seeks power. Got to think about this one. What does the player seek? They want to win, basically, win with power. And theatrical, performed according to script. Let me start with that. There's all these rituals, right? About a 15-minute first quarter, and the whistle is blown, and everyone lines up in a specific part of the field, behind this line. That's all a script that everyone knows, right? Everyone knows when to line up and where to line up before kickoff, or what happens when there's a touchback and it starts at the 25 now. I think it used to be the 20. Okay, so they also need an audience, right? If some people are playing football and where no one can see them. I guess there is value in playing, but basically they're played for an audience, for people to watch. Now, let me contrast that with second type of game. Remember, there are two kinds of games. So infinite games. Infinite games. Purpose of, and I'm talking about nouns, right? So nouns, infinity nouns. This is really what I'm talking about. Look at the original color. It's kind of like a yellowish. Whitish. Yeah. All right. So the purpose is not so much to win, but to keep playing. For infinite nouns, there's no winners, there's no losers. There's no way to say who wins this game, who loses. Sure, there are kind of some games like Prop House is kind of a finite game. And there's certain types of things like you might say a winner is someone who buys a noun and flips it for a profit. By their goal, that might be them winning. They see it as a trade. You might also see a noun or as someone who develops a new skill because they gains in their friendships from another nouner, or meets someone and then ends up doing a business deal together through nouns. That might be a win. All kinds of winners, all kinds of winners, all kinds of losers. Yeah, I guess the sort of the flip side here is lots of winners. Times. Rules and boundaries are flexible by and large, but in fact, in nouns, pretty much all the rules, because the smart contract is modifiable. People want rage quit, they can propose to change rage quit. People want zero knowledge voting, they can invent that and use it. So player in infinite nouns seeks self-sufficient strength. Self-sufficient, I see is really the key, is having kind of not having to rely on any one specific entity or method, or just having a diverse skill set, a diverse source of support. And these games here, this is super important to what Index Card and I are doing. They're dramatic, that involve participants. So we are, for example, Keep Nouns Weird. We are talking about people, inviting people. We are celebrating people, actual people. In my interviews, I've interviewed Honk and CDT and Drew Kaufman and David Horvath. I've involved participants in the ecosystem. And they're dramatic in that they're enacted in the present. And so I'm doing things. I am submitting on Prop House in Onion's round, by the way. Shout out Onion. We got Keep Nouns Weird episode 3, all about the Onion. / Garlic. Is he going to rebrand to Garlic? Who knows? That'll be on Thursday night coming up. Yeah, looking forward to that. So, yeah, the gist of this is I'm playing an infinite game of nouns. It's sort of like an IRL MMORPG, but it's a different type of game. It's not a game like football. It's a game where the purpose is to keep playing, to learn and grow self-sufficient strength, and to involve people and to do things in the public. Yeah, so that's the infinite, two kinds of games, infinite and finite. Here's what we need to build, is we need to build a scoreboard. It's got to show kind of who's winning, who's playing. And really, this could be an NFT. Curated by Prop House. Here's the stuff from Seneca. All right, with finite and infinite games. do like the idea of this being a continuum here.
get exclusive your languages, time for most space, and then it brings up the Unicode character. You're going to simply type Control Command Space, and then it brings up the character finder here, and you can scroll through it to find the character you want, or you can type a character's name. For instance, if I type the word equal, I can see all sorts of special symbols. Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. On this episode, say an approximation symbol or not equals, that kind of thing. And I can just select it and it will type it for me. So sometimes, especially if you're in a technical profession, you want to actually be able to type the special Unicode character code, and you can do that on your Mac. The way to do that is first to go to the Apple menu and then System Preferences and then Keyboard. And here you want to add a new input source. So you have a input source of probably the main keyboard you use, in this case the US standard keyboard. I'm going to hit plus to add another keyboard. Scroll all the way to the bottom and there's one called Others. And there is a Unicode hex import keyboard. I'm going to add that, and now I've got two keyboards, US and Unicode. You also want to make sure it turns on Show Input Menu in Menu Bar, and you see that here with symbols for each of the keyboards, so the US keyboard and the Unicode hex input keyboard. Now I can switch to this special keyboard.
All right. That finishes infinite nouns. I just did a little tweet. We'll see how that does. You know, the graphic needs a lot of work, but the concepts definitely going to keep working on. Graphic's pretty ugly. My goodness. Here it is right here. Anyway, that's it for infinite nouns, or it's not it. I'll be continuing later. But for now, I'm going to sign off. Might be on a little later. We'll see what happens. DM's open. And